everyone, in this video we will be discussing chapter number 1 of Geography class 6, the Earth in the solar system. Have you ever wondered how big is our Earth? Or have you ever thought that why is life possible here only and not on other planets? Have you ever thought why these twinkle twinkle little stars are visible to us and not the planets which are even closer to us? Well, if you have ever thought about these questions, follow me to the chapter. So we'll talk about the moon first. You must have seen a full moon night or a Purnima in Hindi. On after a fortnight, that is after about 14 days, you see that it's a new moon night. A new moon night is when you are not able to see the moon at all. It is also known as Amavasya in Hindi. So on this day, you will see that the night sky is the best, that is, it is very clear night. Okay, now, have you ever wondered what are these tiny objects called? Well, the sun, the moon, and all those objects which are shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies. So what are celestial bodies? Celestial bodies are all the objects which are shining in the night sky. So let's talk about some of the celestial bodies which are very hot and big. So these are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light. So the bodies which have their own heat and light and they emit light in very large amount are called the stars. So the sun is a star because it has its own heat and light, and we are able to see the light coming from it. And let's talk about the stars now. So these countless stars in the sky which we see at night, apart from the sun, why don't we see them clearly during the day? That is because the sun, being a star, is very close to us. But these tiny little stars, they are quite far away from us. Okay. Moving on to the next thing is, what do you call a group of stars? In the night, we see that there are a lot of stars. Well, unfortunately, these days the pollution has kept the stars hiding, but whenever we travel to some clear off space far away from habitation, we see that the night sky is full of stars. So, have you ever noticed that there are certain patterns that these stars are making? As you can see in this picture, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars. So these 7 stars are making a constellation that is called Saptarishi. Okay, so Saptarishi is a group of 7 stars that forms a major part of the Ursa Major constellation. So Saptarishi is actually a part of the Ursa Major constellation, which is a bigger constellation. Now, what are these constellations? Constellations are nothing but the patterns that were formed by the different groups of stars. Okay, so it is basically the patterns which are made by the stars. Now, in ancient time, when people did not have the compass, or they did not have the watches, smart watches that you have these days, so they used to find direction using stars. How can we take the help of stars in finding direction? Well, it is the North Star which helps us. The North Star always indicates the north direction and it is called the pole star. Okay, as you can see over here, the 2 pointer stars of the Saptarishi, when we move towards the northern direction, we will see a star in the night sky. So this star always points towards the north direction. That is why it is called the North Star. Okay. Now, let's talk about certain things which are called planets. Planets are also celestial bodies. So, where does this word planet has come from? Planet has come from a Greek word planetai, meaning wanderers. So, why are they called wanderers? That is because the planets keep moving around the sun in a fixed orbit. Okay, so in orbit means in a fixed path. The planets keep moving around the sun in a fixed path. And apart from planet, there is a moon. We know that our, right? So what is Earth doing? Earth is taking circles around the sun. And what else is taking circle? That is the moon, which is taking the circle around the earth. See, the earth is taking round around the sun, and the moon is taking round around the planet earth. Okay, so we can say that moon is a satellite, is a natural satellite. Do you know that there are artificial satellites as well? So moon is our natural satellite. In fact, moon is our only satellite. That is, the earth as a planet has only one moon. So does that mean that there are more than one moons? Yes, there are more than one moons, but that is in the case of other planets. So let's have a quick look at what the other planets have. So you have to tilt the phone a little for this. This is Mercury. Mercury, which has no moon. Venus, which again has no moon. And Earth, which has one moon. And then Mars, which has two moons. Similarly, as we will see that there is Jupiter and Saturn, which have the highest number of moons, which is about 53 moons that have been discovered. Well, the current data shows that there are about 64 moons on the planet Jupiter, but that's what NCERT shows us, so we are going to stick to that on Jupiter and Saturn there are about 53 moons. Okay, so coming back to moon. So moon is a natural satellite of the earth, and there are 7 other planets that get heat and light from the sun. Okay, you can see that moon is emitting, but does moon have its own heat and light? No. If moon had its own heat and light, then it would have been called as a star. But moon is not a star, it's a satellite, and satellites take the light from external sources such as the sun. Okay, let's talk about the solar system. Sun, the 8 planets and satellites, together with the other celestial bodies such as asteroids and meteoroids, together they form the solar system. Why is it called the solar system? Any word which is related to the word solar is related to the sun. Okay, so let's read this interesting fact column also. Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, they have rings around them. These are small belts of. If you have seen Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, you must have seen rings around them. But the rings are more visible in Saturn and they are not visible in Jupiter and Uranus. So they are nothing but belts of debris. And these rings may be seen from the Earth with the help of a powerful telescope. Okay, so this is the diagram of the 8 planets, the sun, and together with the asteroid belt, as we can see over here. Okay, moving on to the next thing is the sun. The sun is made in the center of the solar system. We know that sun is a star, that is, it is a huge ball made of hot gases and it has a heat and light of its own, right? We have read this before. So it provides a pulling force also that binds the solar system. Okay, so basically it is like head of the family, okay, which is binding the whole solar system together. But this heat which is not felt by us, though the sun is the nearest star. Why so? Because although it is the nearest star to the earth, but it is 150 million kilometers away from the earth. Yes, that's a huge difference. That is why we don't feel that much heat, which is not possible in our life. Okay, now had it been more far or too close to the earth, then life would not have been possible over the earth. Okay, now planets. We know that planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. So there is a mnemonic given over here. My very efficient mother just served us nuts. So you can learn this if you want to learn the names of the planets in the solar system in a chronological order. Now, then all the 8 planets move around the sun in fixed path. These fixed paths are called orbits. They are elongated, it means they are oval in shape, and they are fixed. So these are called the orbits. Next, the Mercury is the nearest planet that we have seen just now in the picture. You can have a look at the picture from the book. Then it takes just 88 days to complete about one round along its orbit. Okay, that means it takes 88 days to complete one revolution. Then Venus is called Earth's twin. Why is it called Earth's twin? Because Venus looks exactly the same in shape and size. There were 8 planets, and now there are, until recently there were 9 planets, and now there are 8 planets. So how come? The 9th planet was Pluto. Pluto till August 2006 was considered a planet, but then it was decided that it is not a planet, just like some other bodies like Ceres and UB313. They are not known as planets, they are known as dwarf planets. Okay, so what is a dwarf planet? A dwarf planet is one which is no longer considered as a planet in the solar system. Okay, then let's talk about our planet Earth. So Earth is the 3rd nearest planet to the sun. It is the 5th largest planet in the solar system. It is slightly flattened at the poles. So do you know the shape of the Earth is not a complete circle, but it is slightly flattened at the poles and bulging towards the center. This shape is known as geoid. Geoid basically means an earth-like shape. So you can have an example of an orange. An orange looks like the shape of an earth. Okay, so now I asked a question that why is life possible on Earth and not on other planets? Well, the answer lies here. This is because firstly, the Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. As I have just told you that the distance from the Earth to the sun is very optimum. That is, had the Earth been too far or too near the sun, then life would not have been possible on Earth. Then water, very important thing. Second thing is water. Water is present on the Earth and not on any other planet. Air. Air is also an essential element for the survival of the Earth because our air has oxygen in it. So because of these reasons, Earth is called a unique planet, or it is also known as blue planet. Why is it called blue planet? Because 2/3 of the surface is covered by water. Okay, now let's read. This light travels at a speed of about 3 lakh kilometer per second. Okay, even with this speed, the light of the sun take about 8 minutes to reach the Earth. So this is important from any exam point of view, because once in UPSC a question was put up from this box. So we should not leave any boxes unread. Okay. Next is our moon. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. That is, it revolves the Earth. Okay. The moon revolves around the Earth. Now its diameter is only 1/4 to that of the Earth. It appears big because it is much nearer to our planet than other celestial. Means that it is still 3,400 kilometers away from us. It's around the earth in about 27 days. Yes, that is the time that it takes to complete about one spin. Okay, that means moon's rotation and moon's revolution are both the same, that is 27 days. Right? Now, the moon does not have certain favorable conditions of life. Although it has mountains, plains, depressions on it, yet is not favorable for living conditions. Okay, have a look at this picture over here. Human made satellite. This is Earth, and that's a human made satellite which is launching in the space. Then what happens is the rocket falls back to the Earth and the satellite is launched in the orbit. Okay, so this is how satellites are launched. Next very important topic is asteroids and meteoroids. What are asteroids? Asteroids are basically tiny bodies that revolve around the sun. Not actually revolve, they just move around the sun in an unfixed manner. These are called asteroids and they are found between Jupiter and Mars. Now you can learn this from a mnemonic JAM. J for Jupiter, A for asteroids, and M for Mars. That is, the asteroid belt is between Jupiter and Mars. Okay, now scientists are of the view that asteroids are parts of planets which may have exploded many years back. Yes, so they may be part of planets which may have exploded years back. Now, what are meteoroids? Meteoroids are nothing but small pieces of rocks which also move around the sun. Okay, sometimes these meteoroids come near to the earth and they tend to drop upon the earth. But do they drop? Not really. Whenever they come in close contact with the earth, they burn up. They burn up and produces a flash of light. So this flash of light actually is called meteorite. Okay, it's called meteorite or the Tuta Tara that we must have seen in the skies. And when this meteorite falls on the earth, or when they are not completely burned and somehow they fall on the earth, then they form a big hollow. Okay, now do you think that the solar is the only system of planets in the universe? No, there are more. There are millions and millions of stars and their clusters in the sky. One such cluster is the Milky Way galaxy. Our solar system is a part of this galaxy. So why is this galaxy important? Because our solar system forms a part of this galaxy. Milky Way galaxy is also known as Akash Ganga. In ancient times, it was called the river of light flowing in the sky. Okay, so what is a galaxy? A galaxy is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases. So when there is a lot of stars in the night sky, then that forms a galaxy. As you can see in this picture, there are a lot of stars and huge clouds also, which we can see. So this is Milky Way galaxy. Our solar system forms a part of this galaxy. So okay, can you imagine how big the universe is? Yes. This completes our chapter. As you can see that we are in the big universe. Okay. So I hope this is clear. If you if you have understood the chapter, please like and share. Thank you.